As far as height of the sign, I don't know, I don't recall I have any recollection of the city requiring or calling for the sign to be lower. There's been an effort to require new signs to be at maximum height that would be less. We just increased that minimum height to 9 feet. Monument signs were limited to 6 feet, but for the last, I'm trying to recall the law director's opinion, but it's been probably about 4 years more or less that we've allowed existing signs to simply be refaced just as you're doing. And so there's not been any question about using an existing sign in its present height configuration, just putting new panels in it. So
yeah,
it was entirely within, you and the property owner's purview to be able to use the existing sign without any objection from the city. That's been our practice for at least the last 4 or 5 years on this matter. But we've the signs that have been approved, particularly those who have been back illuminated, have all been required to have the opaque background or reverse color combination, one or both of those. And while the drawing that was shown on the screen that showed the blacking that out, it wasn't a graphic attempt, just to get an image of how that would play out. The Denny's sign would probably be the better approximation of how you would illuminate the perimeter of the letters. But that was a way to attempt to allow you to use the panels that you've already had produced and be able to opaque them and make them work for you as opposed to starting over with new panels. The attempt was to try to minimize the expense to have to conform with our sign guidelines.
Well, I just wanted to let you know, I didn't know that this design review committee existed until the sign went up. It wasn't like anybody did it behind, the law just do this, it's really like,
Well, it's our desire, of course, to preempt any opportunities where an individual might act ahead of schedule or going through the appropriate permitting processes. So we try to make it a two-way street. Ultimately, it's the responsibility of the property owner or the builder or whoever's advancing a project to make sure that they meet all codes. It is ultimately the property owner's responsibility. We try, as you referenced, to try to preempt those matters, and we do in the case that we can't be everywhere all the time and anticipate all those circumstances. But if it's, I believe we'll take a vote. I believe it's certainly been the precedence of this body to require backgrounds being opaque, and hopefully that would meet your approval. And you can, obviously, you made your point that you would prefer to leave it as it is, but hopefully opaquing the background still meet with your approval, and we can move on and manage your business. Commission members have any comments? Staff, sir, anything further? There's a motion on the floor to approve with the opaque back. Any other comments, adjustments to that motion? Comments?
I totally agree. It's a shame, though, that there wasn't better communication. But at the same time, I sure don't want to work for something that set precedents.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Those nay. Thank you, sir.
So you're saying it's not approved as stands?
It's approved with the opaque in the background.
So I'm trying to figure out what I need to do from here.
At this point, you can work through the building inspector, other staff, as you wish, but it would be to opaque the background. Okay, all right.
okay.
And Mr. Laheda would be happy to speak with you after the meeting or this afternoon or any time you convenience to talk about how you go about it if it's unclear. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
See you guys next week.
Next item is design review case 2000.